Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Eliot coming to you once again live from the city of New York. It's gotten cold, a bit chilly now, so I think I've got a bit of a cold of some sort because I started walking around the city, which is dangerous enough, but it is far safer than the subways. Have you seen any of the videos coming out of New York and the subways? It's weird. They raised the fare a dime, and people are rebelling. So people are jumping over the turnstiles. People are going under the turnstiles on the subway. It's manic. Even people who work on the subway are helping people break in. So I have no idea. There's always a surprise in this town, and that's the big surprise now, is that 10 cents was 10 cents too much for the people to put up with. I haven't been on the subways in years because, as far as I'm concerned, it is a rolling insane asylum, and it has been for quite a while. So I avoid it. It's no good. There was a friend of my wife's was one of the first people to make headlines for being shoved in front of the subway and killed. That's what the city was like, So they made it against the law to do that. And they called it Kendra's Law in honor of this poor woman, this young woman who died. And it hasn't stopped. It truly hasn't stopped people from being shoved in front of trains, but now it seems that the people doing this are kind enough to do it before the train arrives so that people can go in and risk their lives to pull people out of the tracks. Now, the Chamber of Commerce is not going to like this, nor will the Tourist Bureau, but if you do come to visit New York, there's an awful lot here that's worth seeing and worth enjoying and having fun with, but I'm telling you, the subway is not one of them. It's just it's messed up, and it's only getting worse. So, on that positive note, what else do we have? Let's see. The world is at war. Everything's blowing up. Political parties are fighting each other. Oh my goodness, who would have imagined that? So that's one of the reasons that we have tarot cards. Is tarot cards help us make sense out of things in our own lives. I find that the people who are most deranged are the ones who spend too much time watching television news. And that's deliberate. I used to be very involved in news, and I spent a lot of time with TV news people, and they're not what people think they are. They're not interested in the news at all. They're only interested in getting ahead in the news business. Big difference. And they'll do what it takes. But I used to get plenty of television coverage for events that I created by simply writing out press releases and sending them, because if a person at a TV news station is assigned, and what's this got to do with tarot, right? But if they're assigned a segment for the evening news and it falls through, they will not get on television that night. And getting on television is the only thing that matters to them. So they will comb through the rejected press releases, and that's how I got coverage for things, because somebody is going to cover it. And that's what's that got to do with tarot? Well, I'll tell you, tarot is important in that it'll show you how to get through times like this. You can have personal problems. Lord knows, have you met anyone who doesn't? But there used to be a time in human culture when going to the card reader was normal. Even it's funny because even back in the late 70s, I knew somebody who said that the reason people go to we used to have, when a store shut down in New York and nobody had the money to rent it, it would be taken over by a gypsy family or a Romany family. I know people don't like the word gypsy because they think it means like, gypped and cheated, but that's a total misunderstanding. The word gyp, to cheat somebody, doesn't come from gypsy. It's from a completely other language in which it's Greek, in fact, where gyp refers to a vulture, and a vulture will cheat you, will steal from you. So anyway, with that useless aside, um, the 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 I don't even remember now why I brought that up. It's just so silly, uh, because I'm rambling again. You see, this is why I missed like so many shows because I'm last year because I just it's left me like this. I'm so glad to be with you that I just can't shut up. But I will because I know the show is about you and not about me. But the thing was that the gypsy families would move into the stores, and they were not horrible people. I got to know some of them, and they read cards, and somebody in the '70s told me that she thought that because she knew quite a few people who went to them, she said they did it because it's cheaper than a psychiatrist, and it gives you somebody to talk to. Now you see that's bizarre. But there are people who will they do have to pay for someone to talk to. Now I'm beginning to understand that because for the first time in over 40 years I'm living alone, and it's a peculiar feeling. It is a very peculiar feeling to me anyway. So it just I'm babbling now because of that. But I'm so that's why I'm delighted to speak to you, even if it's only once a week, because I get so much love and support from the Ask One Radio audience that I do think of you as friends. Uh, the old category of friends we haven't met yet, friends who haven't met yet. And I certainly appreciate my time with you, and I don't get nervous anymore. I just get eager. I'm so happy to be with you. The only thing that is always nagging in the back of the mind is I don't want to give somebody a horrible reading. But that doesn't seem to happen now, does it? The regular listeners and watchers will know that that's rare. It's very, very, very rare. And usually, when the cards give bad news, the person getting the reading knows it's coming, and that's one of the reasons they got the reading. And that's the thing about tarot cards is that they don't just predict the future and fortune telling and all that. The tarot cards can confirm things that you suspect are going on in your life. So that is a very um, got the hiccups again. You see, I seem to have this ongoing indigestion, but I'll try not to. Yeah, I'll try not to be too weird tonight. I'm just my way of saying I'm glad to be with you. Don't be concerned. It's just you know, talking into a microphone is almost like talking to yourself. But I happen to know that there are people listening, and that's why I like to hear from you. And I like to hear from you afterwards too. You don't have to wait a week to talk to me or contact me. You can send me an email any old time. It's asktarot@earthlink.net. Earthlink, a great old fashioned. There's still a couple of million of us using it, but it's ASKTAROT. Make that one word at earthlink.net, and ask me for the free mini reading that the Ask One Radio listeners get. Now, I know I offer it to you, but I'd like to kind of drum this into your mind that you're entitled to this. I want you to have it. I don't save your email address. I don't save any information about you. I don't even remember the readings because it's not my job to do that. It's my job to just channel the card readings. So I don't pay attention to them. Does that make sense to you? It's because these aren't my cards. I'm not reading me, I'm reading you. So that's the way it goes. That's one of the beauties of it. So if you call again, if you've spoken to me in the past and you're a repeat caller and I don't remember you, please, it's not that I don't find you interesting. It's that it's not my job to remember you because I want to just focus on the cards right at that moment. I'm not trying to get to know you in that sense. Now, if you want me to get to know you, that's, take a shot at it. Just send me an email and we can talk. I can send you a free reading. I can send you a free birth chart. You can find the information about the free birth chart at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. I really like doing those. And if you want to keep me busy, that'll be a good thing to do. I enjoy it, and it keeping me busy right now will prevent me from babbling. That's where I'm at these days. Life is very different for me now. I've been doing this show for so many years, and the one person who supported me the most is gone now, and has left an amazing void in my heart and in my life. But uh, that tells me that my heart will be well. That card, isn't that nice? See what I mean? That's what they can tell you. Now, of course, I put them all back upside down, but I can fix that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we tell the old man to stop babbling and get to the calls? How's that? Hmm. Ollie. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now to declare that we are entering sacred space. And what does that mean? That means I'm putting a psychic shield around us so that we can concentrate on the esoteric occult card reading. And it also means I'm not going to sell you things. I know I do a lot of advertising of products, but I am not going to sell you anything in sacred space. So here we go. I think I shortchanged us on that second one there. But now it's time to pull back the curtain on the magical window and do a reading for Christina in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Hi, Christina. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just a little stomach upset, but it's I can only have myself to blame. It's my own cooking. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Beautiful. What can I look at for you tonight?
Okay, well, I'm just like in a weird part in my life. I've made a lot of bad choices, and when my life hasn't been all that great because of the choices I've made. And I am just wondering if there's something in particular that I need to look at. Something, my life has changed drastically now, and so now I want to set new goals. And there's different people in my life. I just need to know if there's what I need to look at to make my life, the rest of my life, much better. I just want to be happy.
Well, I'm getting interesting cards here. I'm getting very interesting cards here. The first is, and you're going to like this, is the Wheel of Fortune. That is a card that means that things are going to change. And I'm sure you're not only waiting for things to change, you're actively helping them change, aren't you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And now the next cards after that are there are 2 cards here about money that are very good cards about a new income stream and money coming your way. The Ace of Coins is a theoretical appearance of money in your life, and the Page of Coins is the actual appearance. It's practical. It's real. So there's going to be money heading your way. The Queen of Cups shows me that you're very good at mastering your emotions and your heart. Here's the Sun. Now that's a card you want. Healing, health, growth, happiness. Those are all marvelous things. So this is an excellent reading, and it confirms through the Wheel of Fortune that your life is in fact changing, and the follow-up cards show that it's changing for the better. Is there anything in particular you want to look at in those cards?
Um, I don't know. That just sounds great because that's how I'm wanting my life to go, and I'm trying to change things and go there, and it just puts more positivity, in my whole aura around me. I just like that vibe. I
Well,
guess maybe like, go ahead.
I've got the Ace of Rods here, and that means you're going to come into kind of a new career phase of your life. There's something you've been wanting to do that you may be doing.
Wow.
And
Wow. Yep.
is are you working on that?
Absolutely.
And I'll
Yes.
tell
I'm
you
getting
how.
ready to take a state exam.
Oh, excellent. And here's how it's going to work out because I've got the Ten of Cups, which is it it means perfected happiness. And the star is a card here. That's a major card, like the Wheel of Fortune was. And the star is hope and optimism. So you're entering a very good period in life. It's a funny thing about that Wheel of Fortune card is that people always like to get it until they ask me, is it going to be good change or bad change? So I tend not to mention that card until I see what the other cards are. But I had such a good feeling for you. I didn't do that, and I can see why, because you are bringing great positive energy and change into your life, and I think that you're headed in the right direction. No, here, look. I'm going to show you an ugly card here, if you can see it. It's the Ten of Swords. Shows a person lying face down in the mud with 10 swords in her back. And that doesn't mean
Hmm.
you're dead. What that card means, and I get it a lot, more than I would have expected, that card means that life has thrown its worst at you and you are still here. See, they couldn't,
Yes.
you're going to get up. That's what that means. You are going to get up. And now you do have the death card here, which is not about dying. The death card has the
Right.
sunrise in it. That card means the end of one phase of your life and the beginning of another. And
You
that's a
have
major
another.
card.
Yes.
And yeah, and you are these cards are the most positive cards I've seen in ages, as a follow-up to the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm
Oh,
going to
wow.
have to I'm going to have to say that that's because you're working at it, and that puts you way ahead of most people. So you're headed. If you felt it coming, it's there, and that new career, new work option, it looks like it's going to work out very well for you. I don't like tests, but so I'm seeing that overall you're going to do well. So I
Oh,
don't want to
wow.
let
That's great.
my own negativity when I was a little kid, as they say, I was in high school actually. They were so freaked out about the possibility of us cheating. We didn't even have cell phones. I mean, I'm so old. And there was a kid there in my class whose name was Kenny, and he was the funniest, naturally funniest kid I ever knew. He became a police officer when he should have been a comedian. But he had his eyes closed during a regent's exam, and the proctor came over and demanded that he open his eyes. And he said, "Yeah, because we all know that I took time to get the answers to the questions tattooed inside my eyelids." So,
Right.
and I guess that's the thing I did never liked about tests was the authority figures that lurch around those things. But you're going to come out of this fine. I mean, the Page of Swords is here. That's oh well. I was going to say one last thing, but another card fell out. The Page of Swords is the beginning of a new way of thinking and a new way of seeing life. So that's very good for you. You had another page too, which is good. Page of Coins, which is money. The Ace of Cups is here. That means that good things are coming your way emotionally.
Yes. I need
So
that. That's great.
keep me posted, will you? Because this looks like you're headed for the ride of your lifetime. Okay?
Well, I can't wait. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, they're your cards. I'm just looking at them, but
Right.
I appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much for calling, Christina.
Thank you.
Bye bye now. You see what I
Bye.
mean about the readings and being so positive and helpful and good? And when you work to change things in your life, you will change things in your life. That's just is that the secret of life? That what's the from the song? When you've learned that life is what you make it, then you know the secret of it all. That's from, I'll post that song uh, at my blog and at Twitter. It's from Keep Smiling at Trouble because Trouble's a Bubble. And, well, it's a pretty nasty bubble at times, but when you've learned that life is what you make it, then you know the secret of it all. Grab your share of happiness and take it, etc. That's it. I'm not even going to attempt to sing. I mean, I was in a couple of choirs just to fill up space. They told me to just move my lips, you know. So I'd probably the worst singer to come down the pike since Jerry Lewis. Anyway, let's get to Ashley in Louisville, Kentucky. Hi, Ashley. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm glad you called. What can I look at for you?
Um, I kind of wanted to see if I could kind of connect to my grandfather who has passed away.
Sure, I can do that. I can take a shot at it anyway. I never, ever did readings like that until people here who called in asked me to, and it's worked quite well. There are certain cards I look for in these readings to validate them.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm okay with like your card reading too.
Oh, it's okay. I will see what we get. No, I'm just going to keep shuffling these because they don't seem to be responding to me today for this. But if not, we'll do something. We can do something else. Let's take it from the top here. You know, I'm not getting any of the cards that are associated with an afterlife reading, and I'll try again in a few minutes. But I am getting some very interesting things here. If would you like me to look at those?
Yes, please.
Okay, the first is the Eight of Swords, and that is a person who kind of feels stuck where she is and isn't moving. Life isn't moving the way you want it to. Is that going on in your life now, or am I totally off base?
No, you're right.
Okay, well, that's not the important thing here. The important thing are the next two cards are among the most positive in the entire deck. One is the Fool, which is considered so positive that if anything negative was in your reading, it would wipe it out.
Okay.
The person who is the Fool is considered in the Romany gypsy of scheme of card reading, and I don't mean scheme like a plot, you know. And that word has such bad thought. You know, I used to be an electronics guy, and I always followed a schematic, so I understand the word scheme a little differently. But in their tarot worldview, it means you're the beloved of God, and they have great respect for people who get that card. The next is the Sun, which is I had earlier for somebody. It's health and growth and happiness and joy. The Two of Swords is again about not moving. It's about a stalemate. It's not getting anywhere, which is what you had in the beginning. So the next card is the Hermit, which tells me that somebody's going to give you some really good advice. You're going to have somebody who helps you through. You may even discover a mentor. So you're not going to be blocked for long at all. This will pass. So and there's the Wheel of Fortune, meaning things will change. That shows up like clockwork here today. That's funny. So you'll be fine. It's difficult to get through this period. Let's see if I can pull up anything indicating and here's why I'll do it. If I can pull up something that I usually get, that's an indicator. Good God, what's going on with me? That's an indicator. That's indicative of a past life reading. Let's take that as advice from. Yeah, there you go. There's a card I always look for. It's the Judgment card, which is about. It's got the angel revivifying the people from the grave. And that's one of the cards I look for. So, yes, I
Mm.
would consider the reading you just got as a message from the person you wanted to contact. How's that?
Oh, wow. Yes, very good.
And now yeah, and there it is again. Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune, 72 cards in the deck. I shuffle, it's like all cards, if you shuffle them 3 times, they're considered randomized. And here you go, you got that again. Um, you're going to be walking away from the things in your life that aren't working for you. The Eight of Cups shows that. And more importantly, you're going to be walking towards something that's better.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that as the message, that the person is looking out for you from the other side and is telling you to not let this get you down, because there's good stuff coming. Okay?
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
My pleasure. And I will light a candle, a white candle, to send positive energy to you and to the spirit. How's that?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now. Thank you for calling. And look at that. We're just about at the halfway mark. And I've got a message from Dave, the wonderful producer of this show, and one of the people who has been so nice to me all these years that I've been with Ask One Radio. You got to get to know him. If you have the itch to do this, you contact Ask One Radio and speak to Dave or Connie, and it is going to revolutionize your life. And I have a nice little thing here mentioning Tony Bennett singing "Keep Smiling at Trouble." I'm going to put the Jolson recording from 1949. That's the one I like. Tony Bennett always reminds me of my screenwriting days, because I met another woman who was a writer. She told me, and she had a secret. She had a big secret. Although everybody knew it, she told everybody. So how much could it be a secret? She was Tony Bennett's daughter. I had the same experience with a theater person who was the grandson of Eddie Cantor. He took me aside once and said, "Don't tell anybody, but Eddie Cantor was my grandfather." Well, of course, this was the 1980s, and I don't know if anyone then even knew who Eddie Cantor was. But it turned out he told everybody. Amazing, I have no secrets in life because I'm an extraordinarily dull person. I have no secrets in life. Okay, once in a while I crack my knuckles, but I threw my oars overboard years ago, and I have absolutely no plans and no secrets. Once I stopped planning what I wanted to do with life, everything started coming my way, and I came up with a radical idea, which is everybody would be saying to me, "Keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the prize." And I say, "But then you miss everything else going by." No. So, I mean, if I had kept focused on what I was doing, I never would have become a screenwriter, because somebody asked me if I wanted to do it. And now that somebody was a producer. So, when a producer asks you that, you say, "Sure, why not?" And then you deal with it later, But I, I, uh, I threw my oars overboard ages ago just to see where life would take me, and it's been a grand adventure. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. Very funny thing about this. You see that microphone? That's a beautiful microphone. And I got that microphone years and years ago. It still has you can't see it, I'm sure, but it has the THX logo on it, as in Star Wars, or more precisely, THX 1138, the first George Lucas movie. Um, I had this itch that maybe I want to hook a microphone up to the computer and see what happens. And before a week was out, I was contacted by Ask One Radio. And I was a little hesitant about doing this, not because I was concerned about whether or not I could do it, because I knew I had no experience doing it. But I have been a professional communicator all my life. Well, my only concern was if I agreed to do this, I was going to stay with it. And I wanted to make sure that that was what was going to happen. And what has it been, like 15 years now? Good grief. And every show is like a new experience to me. It's a new show. I love meeting you. And Mm. Something I ate didn't agree with me. See what I mean? I'm sounding like Foster Brooks. Yeah. Just what I need now, hiccups, right? It couldn't happen a half hour from now. Has to happen now, right? So let's go to the next call. And that would be Karen in San Francisco. Hi, Karen. Hey, you see, the producer just sent me a message about Tony Bennett singing a song, and now here's San Francisco. How are you tonight, Karen?
Good evening. It sounds to me like you've had a pretty interesting life there.
Well, it's
Now, do you
certainly
go
been
by the name of
random.
do you go by the name of Reverend Eliot?
Yes.
You
Uh,
read me years ago on this very radio station,
you see how far back it
a
goes,
long time ago.
and now I'm doing video, which I really never wanted to do, but you can't fight City Hall, right? It's I enjoy radio. I'm a radio person. I I enjoy radio. That's the old radio voice, right? But I'm getting used to having the computer stare at me and send it out over the waves. Was it a good reading I gave you? Or I was very new at it then, right?
You know what? I was sitting here thinking about it. It's like, what did he tell me way back then? And then I couldn't get past the fact that what a pleasure it is to connect with you, and the fact that they reached out to me tonight randomly, and here we are all these years later, and it's
Well,
a pleasure, and I thank you.
if you can remember when it was, I can find a recording of the show and we can see. But let's find out what's happening now, huh? A lot of water under the bridge, wouldn't you
Absolutely.
say? What can I look at for you?
Absolutely. Anything. Let's just see what comes, because obviously whatever you did before is working, so I'm open to anything.
Okay, so let's cut the cards now and let's see. Well, this is now the third time. I've only done 3 readings, and this card has shown up for everybody. Or is it showed up? Arrived for everybody. And that is the sun. Healing, health, growth, happiness. That's very good. I'm seeing a new opportunity for work of some sort coming your way. Are you in the market for another job?
Absolutely. I've been putting stuff out there for a long time now, and it hasn't nothing's really come through. So I'm just like, I kind of like you said, just like threw it to the wind and figure it'll find me, because for me trying to find it, it's not lining up. So I'm like, you know what, just Spirit, bring it to me.
Well, the 8 of Coins is about a person who starts a new job, maybe as an apprentice or is learning the ropes, but she applies herself so diligently to it that it leads to a promotion and more work and a better position and more money. That's the whole point of the coin cards. The next is the Death card, which tells me that this job is going to give you a whole new life. The Death card, again, movies have ruined that card. It is not about dying. Many years ago, when I was a baby card reader, a guy wanted to. This to show you how long ago it was. He wanted to buy a house in Massachusetts, and it was $50,000 for the house. So that was a long time ago. And he wanted to open up a hairdressing salon there, and he wanted to know how that would go. And the first card out of the deck was the Death card, and he fainted. I mean, I never actually saw a person faint, and he just swooned. And I didn't have a chance I never spoke to him again after that. We'd been friends, and he never contacted me again. I never told him. I never had a chance. I mean, I tried to, and he didn't believe me. The Death card means the end of one phase in your life and the beginning of another. Now, if you're thinking of selling things, moving out, and starting a new business somewhere else, and you get that card, that's what you want. But it scared the bejabbers out of him, and he wouldn't believe a word I said after that. And it didn't sound believable. Somebody's going to have to make a happy looking Death card one of these days, because it's not it's not good. The salient point in the card is there's a sunrise in the background, and that's the smallest detail. I mean, you'd think people are not going to notice that there's a skeleton riding a horse, wielding a sickle. Come on. It's going to scare you.
Right.
But it's simply not a scary card. So I'm seeing that you're growing and you're changing, and you're healing from whatever it is that we all need to heal from. The Eight of Coins tells me that you will get a good position that you will apply yourself to quite diligently, which means you like it. And that will be a life-changing event for you. Now, I've got the Empress card here, which tells me you're a very powerful person who can take control of things if you need to. So becoming like I was describing, just seeing what life comes to you, that's probably not in your nature, is it?
Which part? Taking control of things?
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
I sit back and
letting go, no, letting go of things. I think if you have to take
oh,
control of things, you'll be fine, is what I'm seeing. And now let me just interrupt myself on this. Here's another card, the Three of Coins. That is almost a companion to the Eight of Coins, because that is a person who gets a job that can be temporary, or it's a temporary assignment within another job, and completes it to such satisfaction that it impresses everybody. The threes are about completion and good completion. So yeah, whatever this job is, you'll have a certain degree of authority. That's the Empress, which you'll be able to deal with. You can do that, and it will be life changing in the best sense of the word. So the phrase. So I think you're headed for something really good. How's that
I
for
know you don't
after all
have
these
the.
years?
Yeah, no, absolutely. A timeline, 6 months, a year.
Well, I don't have time to do that in these short readings, but
Yeah. Well, I just wasn't sure if you
But
if
let
you
me tell
saw
you,
it.
here's another
Yeah.
one, which is the Ace of Coins. That's three coin cards. That tells me this money is really close to you. So I don't think it's going to be terribly long. The Three of Rods is here. Now that's a good one. That's a card of a person waiting for results. You did what you had to do. You cast, it shows a business person looking at three ships in the bay. He has sent those ships out, and they're going to come back filled with goods after doing business. It takes a little time, but you're very close to this because the boats are on the way in this picture. And oh gosh, I was just about to say, if the cards wanted you to know about the time, they would give you the Eight of Rods, and that is the Eight of Rods right there. That means that it's on the way and it's almost here. You asked just the right question. The cards really like you. They're responding to you beautifully. So keep that in mind. This is going to be very good. Now, there's going to be some competition involved in this work. There's the Seven of Rods. You're going to sweep it away. It won't mean anything to you. You'll outdo them. Okay? So
Good.
have I don't know how much confidence you have in yourself, but oh God, that card means assured success. That's the world. These cards are right now, talking to you. These cards are engaged in a dialogue with you, and they're shoving me aside because everything that comes up is exactly what I'm about to mention. So, and there's the Three of Rods again. That's an indication that this is going to be profitable. It's on the way. It's coming very soon, and you're going to do quite well with it.
Mm-hmm.
How is that?
Very encouraging.
Well,
Very, very
and
encouraging.
and there it is again. I just shuffled the cards, and there's the Eight of Rods again. That's see, the cards are telling me to shut up and just tell you what they are. Because now this may help you out a bit. This is the Three of Cups, which is the completion of a matter in plenty, is the traditional meaning. What it means is you're going to get what you want, you're going to do well at it, and it's going to come to you through people you know. It could be friends, or if you have no, oh gosh, again, here's the Three of Coins. I had that again. That's to emphasize the Three of Cups. The threes are completion. So this is going to happen for you. This is,
Beautiful.
I mean, look, I feel like a ventriloquist dummy right now because these cards are talking to you in real time, you know, so it's good. It's very good stuff here. I'm going to cut them one more time. And there's the Queen of Coins. You know, you're going to have a very good time with money because if you've had any money problems, you can kiss that goodbye. You're going to do well. And there's the Three of Cups again. I can't believe the same cards just keep showing up. So yeah, the cards are telling me that to just shut up and they'll let you savor what you got. It's good reading. I hope to hear from you again before too long.
Absolutely. What is your best contact? Just through the radio station?
My email is asktaro@earthlink.net. There's a contact page at my website, magic-works.com, magick-works.com. At X or Twitter, as you prefer, I am there at Rev Eliot. And I'm the easiest guy to track down. Just Google search Reverend Eliot's Magical Window will get you somewhere. Okay?
All right. Very nice.
But,
Yeah, I'll reach out. Let's give it 6 months and I'll reach out and sit here and we'll do a recap on this.
absolutely. And here, now look, I just cut the cards, and for the third time, I'm getting the Three of Cups. So that's telling me that not only will this be an emotionally satisfying experience, the new work, but it will come to you through people you know. So keep an eye out, okay?
I appreciate you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Good to hear from you again. Bye bye now.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you for reconnecting. I'll take care.
Bye bye. And let's see, let's go to Jessica in Ohio. Hi, Jessica. You're on with Reverend Eliot. Or maybe you're not. Is Jessica with us? I will, in the meantime, remind you that if you'd like to claim your free tarot mini reading because you didn't get through tonight or you didn't want to get through tonight. I mean, some people don't want to talk in front of thousands upon thousands. I'm not egotistical enough to say millions yet, but who knows? I'll give you a free tarot reading, a 3-card mini reading, if you just let me know, and I'll give you one. Jessica, you with us now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, great. I'm sorry. I thought I lost you there. How are you doing tonight, Jessica?
I've had better days.
Well, let's see what we can do to help improve that. I certainly identify with that feeling. What would you like to look at in the cards?
My son and the situation that I have going on right now with my mom.
Is there a lot of arguing going on?
Yeah, it's been awful.
Well, yeah, because first of all, I have cards about arguing. I have the sword cards that refer to strife. Sometimes they refer to mental activity, but in this case, judging by the rest of the cards here, strife. This is a card here that I'm holding up, which is the Five of Rods. And that shows people beating each other up with sticks, you know, so you get the picture, right?
Yeah.
There's dark stuff happening. The moon is here. That's about the subconscious and nightmares and the mind and things of that sort. The Nine of Rods is an interesting card here because it tells me you've been through this before. The person is standing by these rods and has a bandage on her head. You know, yeah, you are in the middle of a very unpleasant situation. And now let's see if we can, you knew that. You said that going in. So let's see what we can do to get something around that. These are all sword cards. These are all sword cards. All 4 of them here are about strife and conflict. The main thing is the 4 of Swords, which tells me that you're you're going to be taking time out from this. You know, you're not going to be going through this much longer. I think you're close to having your fill, aren't you?
Yeah, I got a protection order. She, her dog bit my daughter and broke her arm.
Ouch.
And she threatened to get me fired from my job and has tried. And she also just threatened to get my kids taken away from me, and she got my oldest son taken away from me.
Yeah, I've known people like that. We had real trouble here with a neighbor one time, which I stopped it. And my wife at the time was a lawyer, an officer of the court, and I never told her what I did, and I'm not going to tell anybody what I did. But I stopped. She moved out within a week. The cards you have here are the Wheel of Fortune. First of all, that means things are going to change for the better, because the next card is the Ace of Cups, which is the beginning of emotional well-being. And now this is a record. For all the years I've been doing this, this has not happened. I think all except one reading I did tonight had this card. I'll have to look back. I mean, that would be shocking to me if every reading had it. It's the Sun, which is a major card, very powerful. It means health and healing and growth and happiness, and you'll do well. I've got some nasty cards here, which you don't need to know about because you know about them. I mean, it indicates. I'm going to give you the better card. I've got the Devil card here about a very controlling person. I've got the Seven of Swords here, which is about somebody going around making trouble. Now, you know all these things. The next two cards are great. The Judgment card, which means you're going to get the justice you deserve, and the Six of Swords, which is a good sword card. It means that you're going to transcend all this. You're going to get through it because it shows a person moving from rough waters to calm water. So you're going to do fine. It's just absolutely unpleasant, obviously. But here, this is the Six of Rods is triumph. You'll come through this okay. You will. Just do what you need to do legally, and try not to feed the flames in any way. Sometimes we do that without knowing it, but I'm getting great vibes here that it is like, let's just use the phrase exactly, not your fault. Okay, I'm seeing in these cards that you are being victimized by a pretty bad person. But see these cards, there's a card of happiness here. These cards are showing me that it's not going to last much longer. It's just not going to. So be alert. Always enforce that protective order if you can, because they can be quite handy. And if you need to, get all the legal help you need, okay?
Okay.
Because I do see things going your way eventually. That eventually part is the hard part. But
It started to yesterday on my birthday, so with the protection order.
Good. See, here's sword cards again. Here's the Nine of Rods again. These are the cards that are confirming everything you say. Now, I've known people who have told me stories of this sort that are not all there, but getting the protection order is a sign that you're doing the right thing. So the cards are with you. The cards show that this is going to be there's the Devil card again. You're really dealing with a pain in the let's say neck.
That's my mother. She says she sees Jezebel.
Well, I'm going to light a white candle for you, and I'll do that again for the next few days to send positive energy your way. But I've got to run now. I've outrun the clock here, so I have to
Okay,
go.
well, thank
But
you.
here's
Thank
that
you.
card again. Is the Four of Swords tells me that you're going to get a break from all this. The Four of Swords is about resting and getting away from the strife. So best of luck to you, Jessica. I feel that the cards are showing me that this is not your fault. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Thank,
Uh, and
thank
happiness
you.
is yours soon. This is the Four of Rods about a happy home. Thank you for
Thank you.
calling and bless you. Bye bye now. And that's it. We've come to the end of another edition of Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, complete with mandatory hiccups, which I seem to have talked my way out of. I took a prescription pill for nausea about an hour ago. Maybe I should have done it an hour and a half ago. I don't know, because I'm feeling better now. I'm also feeling better because there's so much positive energy. Even that last call, which was a person suffering terribly under negative energy and onslaught, was had positive cards in there, and that's wonderful to see. Because positive energy is where it's at, folks. It's really where it's at. I have a lot about that and fear, how poisonous fear is, in my book, Reverend Eliot Explains It All, which, you might want to take a look at that. I believe I have it at my eBay store, but I know I have it at the printing plant for a lot less. Well, eBay is okay because I charge more on eBay only because you can make an offer and I'll knock that price down any way you want. So get over there. It's tiny.cc/mojo, BROS-store. And that's a mouthful, but I'll put a link up to that. And you can find the link at magic-works.com and at mojoacademy.org. Go to mojoacademy.org because there is a book there that will change your life. And I didn't write them all myself, but I've edited a lot of them and restored some of these wonderful books from the 20s, 30s, and the 1890s even. So take a look at mojoacademy.org. I've got a lot of new stuff coming there. And I get through a show without mentioning shaving soap. I will. I have something new coming regarding the shaving soaps, so I just want to be kind of quiet about that. I don't want to spill the beans until everything is ready. I haven't tested what I'm doing yet, but I'm going to. I get to shave all the time that way. So catch me again next Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. And until we get together again, please remember that who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become is your gift right back to the universe. Bye-bye now. See you next week.